let's talk about some pivots in the society we're currently living in today. All right. Everybody knows that our economy is not what it used to be even a few months ago, even a month ago. Okay. Our economy is struggling. We have businesses closing doors left and right now. And what are some ways that we can take and pivot what we're currently doing in our company right now? Okay. This is not all inclusive. Okay. But I want to give you just a really neat example of how a company was very creative and pivoted quickly. Okay. Company in the epicenter of this current crisis we're in New York. Some of you maybe even know this company. I'm not sure what the company's name is necessarily, but it was a restaurant and bar. And what they did was, when we were going through this massive toilet paper debacle of toilet paper shortage, they would deliver, or you could come pick it up at the door, pay online, and then come pick it up, or they would deliver it. 5 gallons of margarita and a roll of toilet paper. Okay. That's a pivot, ladies and gentlemen, and a very, very, very creative one. Okay. Super creative. Why? They seen a gap. Everybody's freaking out because nobody had toilet paper. So like, oh, great. Well, everybody loves booze and they need toilet paper. So let's do an awesome promotion to basically combine both. You know, you're hurting for toilet paper. You can't get any at the grocery store. Well, we'll get your fix too. We'll give you 5 gallons of margarita, during your sequestration, and a roll of toilet paper to go with it. Okay. That is extremely creative. Okay. And that is an awesome pivot. Okay. Other pivots. I have another company. We did a simple pivot of, instead of selling one kind of account that they've been selling for years, to switching over to selling another kind of account that they didn't necessarily like the account that they could sell, but the profit margin was 50% greater. So at that point, you basically say, okay, we're going through crisis management. We love this way of doing it. We have this option to make up the difference. Pivot it at that point. Okay. So there's a couple really good examples. Here's another good example. I work with several general contractors, okay, that do, home builds, general construction, road construction, providing goods and services like gravel. And I was able to envelop some of these companies, because I service government contracts in several different spaces, and get them connected into government contracts for goods and services, okay, as a sub under my company as a prime. I won't get into the details of that. It's a bit complicated, but that's a pivot, right? It's a pivot. We took that company from a month ago. They were swinging hammers on a roof, to now they rented trucks and they're delivering, 800 yards of gravel to the Department of Justice somewhere, or Department of Defense, or whatever. Okay. That's a pivot. Okay. Think creatively in your company. What's a good pivot for you? It could be as simple as taking a product, pulling out a feature of that product itself, and making that a standalone product. Could be just something as simple as that. Okay. That's a pivot. It's a small pivot, but it's a pivot. Okay. Now, you could also take your big product and make it a product of a larger product suite. Okay. That's another way to look at it. Okay. The other way to look at it is a whole different avatar. Okay. Different set of customers, and position your company into a new market, or a completely new vertical. Okay. This requires you to use that, 6 or 7 pound mushy thing that's wrapped inside of that casing in your head. Okay. With your product and your service, how do I pivot that? Okay. Focus on a different set of customers, maybe. Okay. What you might think your avatar is today may have changed. Okay. Like my wife, she's not going to go downtown, go grocery shopping. She only did that because we had to, because Amazon was out of service where we live. But now Amazon's back in service. We have our groceries delivered right onto our door. So they stay out there all day to get rid of the yuck. But, think of that person that used to shop downtown that now does all their shopping online. Okay. Right now, okay, I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. Right now is a perfect opportunity for every e-commerce company to thrive. Why? Everybody's home. Everybody. That's why my bandwidth sucks sometimes. Because everybody's home using Wi-Fi, right? And what are they doing? Now everybody's stuck at home right now. Everybody's, like I can say, for me, it doesn't really affect me. It's my everyday anyway, because I work from home, my home office. Sometimes I use my other office, but most of the time it's here in my home. But for most people, that's not the case. So now mom's home, dad's home, kids are home. Everybody's going bat SHIT crazy. Okay. All right. Because they're stuck in close quarters and can't go to the park, can't do all these things that they would normally do, or just being away at work. So think about that. Think about that and think about, gosh, how do I get my product right there in front of them? I already know the answer to that. You advertise and put it in front of them. Okay. That's how you do it. Because there is tons of money flying across the internet right now. Okay. Tons of it. Huge amounts of money. Because everybody's home. All right. And the economics haven't caught up yet of all this. When that happens, you're going to see this tighten up in the next probably 30 days. But right now it's still wide open. Because people are like, most people, this is going to be done and over, and be done in the next couple weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, whatever, right? And the impact to, I'm not saying the impact's not hitting hard, it is already, but in certain price points or certain income bases, this has no effect on them. Okay, none whatsoever. They're off spending money just like they would anywhere else. Capitalize on that. I don't mean that maliciously. I'm just saying, take your business, throw it in front of them, and sell right now. Okay, very important. Okay, if you run some kind of software-based system that you sell, look at ways that you can change a platform, right? So say from a certain software to an app, or an app to a software. That's another way. I have clients that are doing that. They're flopping those back and forth. Okay. Could be an entirely different revenue model. Okay. For example, I guess probably the best in e-commerce would be an ad-based revenue model. Scale that. Scale ads. I mean, you don't have a store. Well, some of you do, but I'm going to guess most of you that do, the doors are shut right now. So now you have this great opportunity to continue to scale your company through marketing that service or product, through ad spend. Okay. Any good marketer will tell you paid traffic wins. all day long. Any good marketer will tell you. Go ask any top marketer in the world, and they will tell you the only way to do it is paid traffic. There is no such thing as free traffic. It doesn't exist. Not good stuff. And I can tell you right now, I have tried all of it over the last 10 years. I have tried it all. I have tried going to Fiverr, doing the $125 SEO package for 8 million gazillion hits in a month. Nothing. It's just junk. It's junk traffic. Okay. Put your money into, places that are more sure bet. Okay. When it comes to advertising. But that is your revenue model right now. Is that? Well, hell, it's my revenue model right now. We're eating our own dog food on that. Okay. So it's not like I'm just telling you ad spend's the key, because I'm doing it too right now. Why? Because I've seen a gap in the marketplace to do it and hit the audience that my competitors are not doing. And I'm going to capitalize on that. Very important. Okay. Okay, so some of you may get manufactured products from overseas. How can you get that same product here in the US from wholesale? Cutting down on shipping times right now, all that kind of stuff, right? There again, going back to fulfillment. Okay, if you can't fulfill, you lose. Okay, I bet you for the most part, scale all of your ads to produce probably all the sales that you want it to do, given the right ad budget, condition, all that stuff. Okay. However, if you can't fulfill it because your fulfillment house is in China and you can't get that product over here, now you're in trouble. Okay. Now you're in big trouble. So start looking for more suitable places for your product and service here. And you might pay more, but that's okay. Just pass that price off to your customer. People get so caught up on, oh man, I got to get it from China because it's cheaper. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Pass that price off to your client, your customer. As long as you're not pricing yourself so far out of the market, it doesn't matter. Why? Because people buy value. They buy value. That's how you're creating that value. It's like a premium service. Okay. If I put a premium service together, it can be the same as the next guy, but people automatically, their brain goes, it's premium. It's got to be better. Okay. Has to be. It's got to be better. 100%. You look at a steak from Steakhouse 1 and 2, it's the same burger, or it's the same piece of steak. It's cooked on a grill the same way, but why is the price here $8 more than here? Brand, right? Brand, they put a luxury type fee on it, the ambiance, all these different things, okay? McDonald's isn't going to sell a steak for $30, steak dinner. It's not their model, okay? But a steakhouse is going to sell their steak for $30. Okay. Not premium versus premium. Okay. So make yourself premium. All right. I had this conversation with somebody not too long ago about, I think it was purses or clothing line or something. And they get it from China. It's a wholesale product, so on and so forth. Anybody can get them. Great. But people will be brand loyal if they think the product they are buying, don't take that the wrong way, if they think the product they're buying is a premium product. Okay? Because let's face it, like 99% of the product in the world comes from the same place. I mean, it's just, there's 8 different conveyor lines at a factory. They're just all getting a different brand put on them. It's called private label. That's all it is. Supplements, all of it. It's all the same thing, just in a different jar. All right. I can't imagine I blew anybody's mind by saying that, but most product is that way. I could take any of you today. I know exactly where we could go. Take any of you today, and we're going to go sell vitamin C with a kick of taurine and call it, ooh la la, the best vitamin C in the world by whatever on the label. We drop $5,000 into it. It's on the production line and shipped out to our distributors in less than a week. And the Ooh La La brand is born. Okay, it's not hard to do at all. Not at all. No, don't like go try to chase that now. Please stick with what you're doing. I'm just saying we create luxury within our brand. Okay, and focus on that, creating that luxury. Okay, and reliability is a factor. I mean, a lot of times with a lot of the product, right, from overseas, the quality isn't there. And I know that for a fact because my very first business I ever started was back in 2000 or 99, something like that. And I sold everything you could possibly imagine to flashy vampire teeth to soap and jock straps and you name it, whatever, everything you could imagine, right? All from China, everything from China. And the upstairs of my house looked like a warehouse. I mean, I had 100 flashy teeth here, flashy gloves here, all pre-boxed, had them all pre-boxed and all that stuff. And I'll tell you that the return on that stuff was like 150, 200, 300% markup, right? But a lot of time the quality suffered, where I could have went with a US based distributor and got it wholesale for a little bit more and had a better quality product, for sure. So think about pivoting your company now to position it in its best way. If you're getting sales right now, and not a lot's changed, well, now it's time for you to, take that foot, take it off the brake, move it to the right 6 inches and push on the gas. Do that, okay? Do that now. It's a simple formula. Everybody's home. People are bored, they're online, and they're shopping. Why? Because I have nothing better to do. I don't know the stats, but I would probably guess that it's been an easy 100% 100% increase in online sales in the last few weeks. I'd have to imagine that they're huge. Okay, and I can only just speak for my own household. Why? Mama is on the computer all day. Add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Okay, all day. Where normally she wouldn't be. So the buying trends are more. Okay, capitalize on that, but capitalize on that for the good, obviously. Okay, because doing good is good business, right? So do super good, and you can't go wrong there.